I just finished a 1 hour workout, the most intense workout, I would say, in 5 to 7 years. As you know, I live in the GKI zone. Generally speaking, I never go above 2.0 GKI, and for quite a while, on a daily basis, I was below 1.0 on the GKI. I was doing that intentionally, but something really interesting happened. My glucose spiked and my ketones went down after this workout. Keep in mind, I had about 3,100 calories today, 285 grams of fat, 105 grams of protein, about 38 net carbs, and as I said, 3,100 calories. You might be wondering why glucose spiked. For me, that's a high. So my glucose is 106 and my ketones 1.4, which that is high for me on the glucose and low for me on the ketones. Normally, I'm always above 3.0 on the ketones and hardly ever above 100 on the glucose. It does happen once in a while, but I usually know why. This isn't medical advice. Speak to your doctor, speak to your nutritionist about this. I'm just telling you from my experience. When I overexert the body, particularly with a really intense workout like this, not just going for a really intense walk, even for an hour, it is a mild workout. This was really intense till muscle failure. But we have things like glycogen stores being released, the liver at work, glucose being released into the blood. We have cortisol, we have adrenaline, we have other body factors that are basically putting tons of stress, and the body's kind of going into, in my opinion, it goes into a bit of shock. It's kind of like using its reserves, using its sugary resources to get bursts of energy to keep going. And as a result of this, my glucose spikes up. In contrast to this is something I demonstrated to myself. Again, this is for my body, the way my body works. I was walking between 1.5 to 3 miles. And in that duration of walk, my ketones were going up by usually 2 to 3 points. And my glucose would go down 20, 30 points. Now, again, this is eating in moderation. This is staying within a proper ketosis dietary intake, not doing any extreme, not eating junky food, but eating good clean, for the very small amount of carbs, eating clean carbs, very clean meats and foods, nuts, seeds, things like that, oils, but really clean products. I've had great success with that in the past. This is totally new. This GKI 4.1 for me is the highest I ever recall seeing my GKI in like 2 years. 106 on the glucose, 1.4 on the ketones. To summarize this video, what I'm going to say is, if you are trying to stay in the GKI zone of whatever number, below 3, below 5, below 1, whatever it is, all of the various things you do throughout the day can affect your glucose and your ketone. From hydration to exercise to electrolytes to the foods you're eating to the ingredients in the foods you're eating, sleep, all these different things, the time of day. There's so many factors that come into play when it comes to how the body is just working. Again, this isn't medical advice. I'm just telling you from my experience what I've observed for myself and others that I know that follow a similar lifestyle. You have to find what works for you, and it really is best to find a great nutritionist that you can trust, or a doctor that you can trust, that you feel you can get correct advice with, to make sure that you are giving your body correct supplements and nutrients and minerals and vitamins and everything else in between, all the high fats and all the other things that your body's adapting to. Again, Jason here from gkizone.com, giving you an update on just interesting information related to a high velocity, high intensity workout, much more intense, all the way to muscle failure, much more than I've done in, 5 or 7 years. Push my glucose up, drop my ketones down. Really curious where I'm gonna be at in the morning after, a short fast, 10 or 12 hours. See if things drop into a more desirable GKI range. I like to be below 2.0 as a normal. It's fun to get down below 1.0. Hope this was useful. Thanks for watching.